The world is coming to Moncton, or at least the Pan Am is coming to Moncton. I don't know, you can't really call it Pan Am.
Yeah, for sure. Pan Am.
All right.
Pan Am
so it's
Junior Championships.
Not quite the Americans, which it is, the Americas, but Pan Am, I guess, would be the title for it. All right. This is like, hi, this is Daryl Beers, coach of the Moncton Badminton Club, and as part of the 2019 Pan Am Junior Badminton Championships. And that was a great intro. But either way, it's going to be an amazing tournament coming up next month. A lot of excellent badminton going to be played from July the 12th to the 20th. So, Daryl, first off, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Very, very privileged to have you here. It's going to be an excellent tournament. We were just talking about it just before we went to air, that if you want to see some amazing badminton, you got to go check it out.
Absolutely. There's going to be players coming from, like you say, North and South America. We've got 12 countries coming in. Mm-hmm. We got Barbados, we've got Chile, Canada, we've got El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico, Paraguay, Peru. So we've got Brazil, United States. There's a dozen countries coming in. The players that are coming in are the best in their country for their age categories. Mm-hmm. And like I say, it's up to the under 19 category. So you've got 18, 17-year-old men and women out there that are quite the size on them, 6 feet tall, and they can play the sport. And some of them have broken into the world rankings internationally already. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be phenomenal badminton. Absolutely.
No, that's for sure. The best of the best, as you said, for the age group. But even then, almost the best of the best anyway.
Right.
You know, once you get to that point. So be sure to go and check it out. As we said, July 12th to the 20th. It's at University of Moncton. Everything at the campus. University
of Moncton campus is a special campus for badminton. It's really caught the eye internationally as well as across the country. The stadium, the indoor stadium that they have, the type of flooring that they use is phenomenal for badminton. We have our own badminton courts that we bring in, these professional roll-out badminton green mats, we call them, and we're going to be setting that up in the stadium. And the actual gymnasium in the SEPs will be the practice hall. But so we'll have an 8-court setup. There'll be 8 courts going some days. Some days we'll be down to 5 courts depending on what event's going on. But it's a phenomenal facility for badminton, and we just love hosting there. And the University of Moncton is incredible to work with.
That's excellent to hear. And for you as coach of the Moncton Badminton Club, as the host club, what's it like to be the host club for an event like this?
Oh, this is just an amazing opportunity. The Moncton Badminton Club, we live in the city of Moncton, which is a great hub for hosting events, sporting events. Moncton does well for hosting sporting events. So being here is lucky, number one. But our badminton club, we have a junior badminton club here in Moncton, and we've got 100 junior kids. And for them to be exposed to this international circuit of players, their age, it's what an opportunity for them to sit and watch these sort of their peers play the sport at the highest level. It's just, we're so happy to be able to host this. And we bid on this over a year ago, and when we found out that we won the bid, we were ecstatic. I mean, it's a lot of work, but we were very happy at the time. And now we're very into the moment now.
And now we're still happy.
That's we're still happy. We're still happy. It's a lot of work.
We're still happy now. So you said you won the bid a year ago. So obviously work would have started from that point on.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's been a lot of planning that has to come into place. We've got stock school buses that's going to be picking people up in the airport, all the different flight itineraries that come in, where is everybody staying. We've got to move them from hotels into the venue daily. This tournament is over a 10-day period. So we've got parents coming in from different countries. You've got people speaking different languages. So there's a lot of challenges, and we have to have on-site physiotherapists for the entire event. So a lot of these things and details that people don't realize that go into international planning, there's a lot of regulations that we have to follow. So, and I'm just realizing, when we get the host and they sent us the information that this is what will be required. It's a big challenge for a local badminton club, but I think we're going to pull it off. I really do.
Yeah, it's about as much of a challenge as like a Van Halen rider, just brown M&Ms. That's all they want is brown M&Ms. But either way, we talked before we went to air as well that there's a team portion and then also an individual portion. So how do the 8 days kind of set up in terms of someone who may want to go and watch some of this?
Okay, so on the 12th will be the first day of competition, and the 12th, 13th, and 14th, the first 3 days, is what we call the team event. And the team event is only the under 19 age category. So it'll be probably 8 of the 12 countries will have teams. Some of them don't have enough players to form a full team, so they wouldn't be in that event. But so the first 3 days, you've got team event only, under 19 age category only. So it'll be phenomenal badminton, because the best of the whole age categories will be playing. On the 14th, it'll be the championships for the team event. So it's a great day. If you're just going to come in for like one day of the team event, the 14th would be the day. That would be on a Sunday, and that will. Most of the games are going to be played between 9 and 5 p.m. every day. On the 15th, they call that a day of rest. And what happens on the 15th is a lot of players will be flying in for the individual competition. And this is when the age categories break into under 11, under 13, under 15, under 17, and under 19. So a massive entourage of players and coaches and parents will be coming in for the second portion. And that'll happen. The first day for the individual competition will be the 16th, and that'll carry 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and the finals will be on the 20th, which will be a Saturday, and that'll be again from 10 till probably 3 p.m. So it's going to be, the opening ceremonies will be on the 14th, the day that the team event is being played. So there's, whenever you really come down, you've got like 5 to 8 badminton courts that are going live. There's lots of competition to be watching. You're not sort of watching like one game only. There's many options to watch. If you want to watch doubles or singles, or there's, when we play badminton, we play singles, we play doubles or mixed doubles. So you have that variation. Some people really like the doubles, some like the singles. So there's lots to watch. It's going to be exciting for the entire from the 12th to the 20th. But the 15th is the day of rest. You don't want to come in on the 15th because there's no badminton going on. You'll see some practices.
You might see some international people wandering around the city, but that's about it.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
So how many players as part of the team group would also be part of the individual group? Is there a lot of overlap?
Yeah, every player that plays in the team event will be competing in the individual event.
Okay.
So what happens is the team event will probably be like just the U19, their top tier players. And then, of course, because the U13s, 15s, 17s don't get to play in that event, of course, they don't have any option but to come in later. But yeah, every player in the team event will be in the individual event. So if you do have somebody that you see in the team event that you really, really were, wowed by, they will be in the individual event as well.
Yeah, you can still see them again.
Yeah.
You mentioned there's 12 countries, and we ran down some of them already. Yeah. What nations do you think will be some of the biggest to watch in this tournament?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not just saying this because we're Canadian, but Canada is phenomenal. Canada has a strong badminton association, and Ontario, Quebec, Alberta, British Columbia, these provinces, they have a lot of big clubs that run 7 days a week, and it's like, kids are out of school, it's full time, 8 hours a day, they're training. So Canada is very, very dominant in Pan America. United States is very strong as well. Peru is another country that can surprise everybody. Mexico and Brazil. That'll be the top 5 that I think that people will want to come and see, but don't be surprised if Canada takes the gold.
And we don't just say that because we're Canadian.
That's exactly right. Canada is a phenomenal place.
So you mentioned, now Canada, obviously, we love Canada. The United States, Brazil, and Mexico, a lot of population centers. But Peru, why was Peru be in the top 5?
Well, Peru just have a strong badminton association. So like when you look at how many countries play badminton, people don't know this, but badminton would be probably the second most played sport in the world. And that's because so many countries play badminton, where if you have sports like hockey, it's a North American sport. There's not a whole lot of countries in Asia
have ice for it.
that play hockey. So what happens with badminton is you have a massive international collaboration of many countries that are playing the sport. So you've got many hotspots all over the world. So when competitions go on, it's not very rare for you to see, 50, 60 countries competing at one badminton competition, because it's just something that doesn't take a whole lot of space to train a badminton facility. You just need a few courts and a good coach, and you can get some high performance players. So it's really fun to watch that way, because all the countries have their names on the back of their shirts. So when you go watch a tournament, you see all these countries competing against each other, and it's got a wide reach across the world. And it's really nice that Canada gets to see that for this event.
No, I always find it really interesting with different sports to which countries kind of have their own hobby with it. But you're right. I mean, everybody can set up a badminton court wherever they are. Right. No matter the heat, I guess.
Yeah. Europe's another country that's really strong in badminton. And it's funny, in Canada, like you wouldn't turn on the television and see badminton, you would see hockey. Yeah. Well, if you go into Europe or you go into China and all these places, when you turn on the TV, there'll be 3 or 4 badminton stations. And that's like being in North America, you find, oh really? Yeah, that's different, because they have an audience out there. It's a sport that's really deep rooted.
No kidding.
So, but you know what? We're learning quick here in Canada.
We're getting there. bnnb.ca, by the way, has all the information. Just for about 30 seconds, let's give some praise to the volunteers that you guys have had.
Absolutely. The volunteers, we have the Moncton Badminton Club kids that we got coming out and helping us line judge for this. It's phenomenal. Like really, like these guys are incredible. And if anybody wants to volunteer in the city, all they have to do is mbc.inc@rogers.com.
Right.
If you can email, that'll be my email address. And if you want to come and volunteer, that would be a great help. We can always use people for sure for this long event. But volunteers is what makes this event. It really does, and everybody that comes out and helps out, it's much needed because badminton is not a big budgeted event, and we need the volunteers.
The volunteers are very important, as I said. bnnb.ca, and you ran over the email as well. So, Daryl, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck coming up for you and the host team, and for Canada as a whole, I suppose.
Thank you.
We can go that way, but good luck for sure, and be sure to check it out for amazing badminton action coming up at Université de Moncton.